Hey guys, and welcome. I am the Seven Swords, and welcome to Age of Mythology Extended Edition. For those who don't know much about this game, this is a relatively old RTS. It's a part of the Age of Empires group, I believe, and it is actually one of my favorite games. It was also one of my first games I'd ever played in RTS, although it was back when it was just Age of Mythology. There wasn't even the Rise of Titans expansion patch, which was before this. I know very little of. I actually haven't played this very much. Um, but like I said, it was one of my favorite games. We're actually probably going to see the spoiler. If you guys want to, you can close your eyes. I'll let you know when we've started the campaign. But for now, let's just take a look into here. I am playing this on Steam. I just finished getting it all set up. There were a couple of bugs I had to deal with, but I think I've got it all working just as I need to right now. Um, Again, this might be a little bit long. This one might run a little long. I do apologize for that. I will try to keep it under 30 minutes, but again, it might run a little long because as an RTS, it might be more strategy. I may cut, if it does run long, I may cut it up into pieces and let you guys have it in pieces, or I may cut out some of the boring parts as we stand around waiting for resources. I'm going to do my absolute best not to use them, but I do know cheat codes. And I do know quite a few cheat codes. This was one of the first games I ever learned about cheat codes in, this in Sims, and I was very much into them when I first discovered them. They made this game so much easier, and, well, they made it a lot more boring too. So we're going to be avoiding cheat codes for this playthrough. I'm going to try not to use them. If you guys want to see some cheating, I can always go back and show you guys cheating a few bits of the levels. There's a couple of these levels I really like, and I wouldn't mind doing them a couple of times over. But for now, we're just going to go into the campaign. There is a regular random map, which is skirmishing, um, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're just going to do the campaign. Um, so, as we can see, there are several different things. We're going to be doing Learn to Play. This is the tutorial of Age of Mythology, so it's going to be a bit slow and dry. If you don't want to see this, go ahead and skip to episode 1. This will all be contained in episode 0. And if I have to cut it in multiple parts because of how long it is, then I will do part 1, part 2, and part 3, and or however many parts there are. So once you see part 1, that will be when you can start watching and join us for the actual part 1, part 2, part 3. I mean, the first campaign. The first episode will be the first episode of the actual campaign, which will be the Fall of the Triton, and will be in prologue Trouble Sleep. But for now, we're going to learn to play so that you guys can kind of see this tutorial and see how this game's going to run. I am going to be playing on easy. I don't play games on hard difficulty. I do apologize. If you guys want to see me flail at Titan or moderate or hard, then you guys are going to have to really motivate me. I don't normally do this, and but this will be a first. And since this is the first game I've played that I'm actually planning on beating, because I can beat it, I have beaten it. I will tell you guys this. If you guys give me, let's go with, if I get 200 likes on this video, I'm never going to reach that. There are people out there who say 2,000. I'm saying 200. Because I don't even think I'll get that, because I haven't even gotten 100, because I've only broken 100 likes on one video. And I don't even think it was 100 likes, I think it was 100 views. So if I get 200 likes on this video, we will come back and I will play through the campaign on whatever difficulty you guys want. I'll release at least one attempt at every level on each difficulty above easy. I'll do the entire game on easy so I can show you guys how, so I can actually show you guys the entire story, but I will do each level on one difficulty, at least one try. But until then, you guys don't, but until I get 200 likes, no, I don't want that. So, let's start Age of Mythology, to learn how to play. Discover what you will see and do while playing Age of Mythology. Probably cut out the loading bars, by the way.
of Mythology is a game of heroes and monsters, mighty armies and epic deeds. Lead your culture through the ages, from humble beginnings in a small village to mighty citadels protected by the power of the gods. Tear down the walls of Troy. Battle giants in the frozen wastes near Midgard, and fight armies of Anubites in the shifting sands of Egypt. The gods, as a token of appreciation, may someday reward you with great earth-changing powers in Age of Mythology. Today, your task is a simple one. The hero Arkantos has sailed to an island far from his home in Atlantis, seeking the Cyclops. The slaying of this mythical beast will bring great glory to Arkantos and his hunters. But before we take on the mythical creature, we must learn how to march. Left-click on Arkantos to select him. Good. Now right-click near the blue flag to move along the path.
Alright, so we're here now in the story. So as you can see, this is an RTS game. As it's telling us, we right-click to move. I've played this game a couple of times, so like I said, I'm kind of pretty decent at this. And just so you guys can see this, like I said, after the tutorial, I won't use any cheats at all. But I'm just going to use this cheat one. I'm going to just use this one cheat to show you guys that I can do it. And I'm going to ask you guys if you want me to do it some of the levels. Obviously, I'll wait until I get close to beating the level or something, and then I'll do it, or I'll do a replay through. But I can always do... Oops. The lay of the land. Oops. This is one reason why you don't want to do this, because it'll screw with the playthrough of the game. But, as we can see, I can now see basically everything. We can see where the tutorial, where the intro took place. It's getting where I am. It's where I'm going. But okay. So as I move here, you'll see that the fog of war disappears. This area, this darkened area, will slowly disappear. This is the objective banner. So it says continue along the path. It says slay the Cyclops has been completed because it thinks we completed it, but we haven't completed that. It might bug out and we might not be able to kill the Cyclops. If that's the case, you just basically stab it until it dies. This guy's really easy to beat. Luckily, after the tutorials, the narrator isn't this talking. So, as we see, darkness. So this is the fog of war. It means I've seen this. Since I used lay of the land, it showed all of this to me. Once we're on a map I can't see, we won't be able to see what's here. So that's what it's talking about. As you can see, as I move my characters, the shadow disappears. That's how you normally go around and scout everything. There's a lot of maps where all I'm going to be doing for the first little bit is scouting. So that's what they're talking about.
The mini-map shows you where you are and also places you haven't explored yet. Left-clicking on the mini-map will instantly move the view in the main game window.
Much like I said, I'm not going to be using cheat codes. Lay of the Land is the one cheat code that I will offer as me using, just so you guys can see everything and I can show you guys what's going on around on the map. I don't really need it because I've already seen everything and I've gone through everything. I've used cheat codes to have things happen that shouldn't even happen in this mission. And that's the death of the Cyclops. And it wasn't that difficult, but easy is easy, and literally I could beat this on Titan pretty quickly and easily. So, yeah. Next scenario. Pleasing the gods. We have returned. Yes, pigs, we have returned. I like how he says that and there's nobody here. Like, literally, they're the only ones here. Well, kind of.
100 wood and 100 gold. temple. The
All right,
displays in the bottom left corner of the screen show that you already have some food.
small amount.
But if you're going to gather more
Here's our resources.
you'll have to use
Our population cap,
to create
food, wood, gold, and favor.
a town center. Left-click the town center to select it. Now click the
So I just right-clicked here. Left-clicking is how you actually activate it. Right-clicking will bring this up, which allows you to read it. It also has this, which I really like at the bottom, which basically gives you like a small amount of real-world info. It'll give you real-world info about these things that it brings up. We can look at more of this later. I'll kind of show it around. I'm going to get this guy out though. So it costs 50 food to train a villager. And then this is where it's talking. So here's our villager. Randomly generated. Pixel art's not that great, but I mean the art's not that great, but it's pretty good for the date of this game. So these are the goats, these are pigs. I can actually command these to move around, and as you can see, they have food. Normally, I wouldn't tell them to. Normally, I wouldn't tell them to harvest from these goats. Always the problem with a narrator trying to talk when I want to talk. Gonna get a head start on these.
Now gather wood from trees and gold from gold mines. Select a villager, then right-click the resource.
All right, so she's gonna come up and talk in a few seconds. I really just wait till the end to try and talk, but so this is Arcantos. Arcantos is a hero.
If you're ever unsure about what to do next, check the objectives banner.
Didn't they tell us that in the last mission? I remember playing through this mission for the first time. I remember sitting down and playing this mission for the first time. And I remember sitting there wondering, am I going to end up having to sacrifice the 100 food at the temple for favor to the gods? Which I remember a friend of mine saying, it's possible. It happened. Yes, it did. It doesn't happen in this game. Why we need 100 food, I'll never understand, because you don't need 100 food to build a temple. It's actually quite simple to build a temple. Which one of these? Which I'm probably going to pull 2 of these to build the temple. But yeah, what I was going to say was you normally don't do this with goats because, as you saw, we had 74 at the beginning. Now we're up to 100. These get fatter over time and they get more food, so they're better to keep for a while. And it's better to like go with like a farm which has infinite food, or fishing which has infinite food.
Select a villager. Notice the buttons at the bottom left side of the screen. These are the buildings the villagers.
So houses, town centers. Town centers have to go on a special build type of building. That we'll see that though later. Granaries are like right here. Nope, we don't have a granary. A granary, they can basically drop off food like they're dropping off to town center. Once they collect a certain amount out of the resource, they have to take it back to either the town center, the storehouse for the Greeks. You get to play as different religions. The Greeks get to take gold and wood back to the storehouse and food to the granary. Our temple, as you can see, if I hover over this, it'll say temple. Temple trains mythical units and provides mythology improvements granted by the gods. This costs 100 wood and 100 gold. It also does one more thing, although I think the tutorial will talk to us and explain to it. I tell my people to build it. The more villagers I have working on it, the faster it will build. As you can see, they are now praying. This will generate favor. And the one thing that I didn't notice when I was younger is these numbers on the right are how many are currently at their training. So I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of villagers. As you can see, we had a ton of food. I always end up getting a lot of food in this game because food is because food makes more villagers. More villagers means more people. But next scenario, trying to get through these as quickly as possible so I can get all this into a single video. Uninvited guests.
Look there, pirate ships.
Those might be Camos's pirates.
Quick, back to camp. We'll prepare a welcome they won't soon forget.
Arcantos and the other hunters are mighty warriors. But you'll need to create a larger army if you're going to defeat the pirates. But first, since you already have a temple, you should advance to the next age. Select the town center. The
So
flashing button allows you to advance to the
this
next
is us advancing to the next stage. This actually technically does not. This is technically not correct because the temple does not get you to the third age that we're currently going to. The armory does. So
select a villager. The academy is flashing. You have plenty of resources.
go ahead and throw these guys up here.
You can send additional villagers to help build the academy by selecting a group and right-clicking the foundation of the academy. But make sure to
I'm looking for something up this path.
resources.
There we go. That's a settlement. So, and then you might notice it looks a lot like this for some reason. We'll explain why in a second.
The academy is complete. Now, select it. Click the flashing button to train a hoplite. Clicking multiple times will queue up
I just shift-clicked it, which told it I want 5 hoplites.
Train 4 hoplites to help defend the camp. You have reached your population limit. In order to increase your population limit, order a villager to build a house. Select a villager.
So I now need a villager, which all of my villagers are currently busy doing something. I'm going to grab this guy,
Select it and place
or
it.
girl. I can't really tell. Might be a guy, might be a girl. Sometimes it sounds like a girl, sometimes it sounds like a guy. I found that it doesn't matter which one you click on, they all sound the same. There's a way to tell though, because like the guys have this like sash, while the girls have like a full outfit, I believe. There we go, yeah. No, wait. That's still not. I could swear that there's female. I could swear. I don't know. So, this is a town center. This has to be built on a settlement. As you can see, I can't build it over anywhere but here. So now I pose here, and it'll be built.
But a town center can only be built on a settlement.
As I just explained.
Place the new town center as if you were placing another building. A sentry tower would help us spot the pirates when they approach. The flagged location would be an excellent place to build a sentry tower.
You can go ahead and build a sentry tower.
Select a villager, choose the sentry tower, and build it near the flag.
Here's our completed hoplites. So now we have an army of hoplites, a small squad of hoplites. Run away!
For extra protection, you should improve your tower. Select the
There it is.
tower.
This will upgrade it to a watchtower.
All of your towers to watchtowers.
And that is correct, it will change all towers. So if I built like 6 or 7 of these, all of them would change once I did this research.
Creatures are summoned from your temple and can be extremely effective against the enemy's human soldiers and buildings. Select the temple. It's the flashing building near the center of your village. You have enough favor
I'm
and other
confused. I
resources to
don't know if you guys are
select
seeing this, but there's a visual glitch here.
Excellent ranged unit. He will help us scout the island and locate the pirate camp. Summon a centaur by clicking the flashing button.
Here these guys are collecting wood, which I'm actually glad about because we don't have a lot of wood gatherers over here. You notice we can't build this. There's a lot of things we can't build, right? I mean, you can't notice we can't collect this. There's a lot we can't do right now because it's blocked by the campaign, by the training.
Click the flashing town bell
So,
button.
pressing that, all the villagers will run to their things. What this doesn't tell you is that the attack power of the village center and of the tower goes up based on how many people, even villagers, are garrisoned inside of it. I don't know how much it affects it by, but I do know it goes
Fought
up.
off the pirates' initial attack. Now send all of your villagers back to work.
This will automatically send them back to work. They'll go back to whatever they were doing.
Click the flashing button. Your villagers will leave the safety of the town center and return to their tasks. You have trained enough soldiers to defeat the pirates. Their camp
Alright.
is located here. Gather your army together and send them to attack.
There was a wall there that we couldn't get, so that we couldn't get to them. We're gonna move forward. The bandits are Egyptian. They're of the Egyptian class, which that's why this obelisk looks different. That's why we have an Anubite here, and the soldiers are slightly different from us.
Meteor power. God powers can be used at any time
So
and can completely change the course of battle. However, they can only be used once.
That's not entirely true in updates.
The power of the gods can do.
That's not entirely true in updates, and some campaigns, some things in the campaign will give you more. But for now, Meteor, which is technically should be in this slot because it's the 4th level power. But what Meteor will do is I get this option. The area that is selected will call down a shower of meteors. So we're going to call it down here so that it hits near the center and does as much damage as it can to the soldiers. And pretty much wipes them off. Pretty much, I didn't need to train soldiers because this is pretty much going to wipe this out. And I could send Arcantos in by himself and he would wipe this guys out. You can damage your own units with this, so be careful with that. Now let's go ahead and send our guys in. I'll do a little bit more explaining about the different individual units. I was going to try and do that, but I don't want to do that while the tutorial person is yelling at me. It also destroys resources. Alright. And that is the end of the tutorial. Again, I know that was kind of slow and boring. Some of these campaign missions are, but I wanted to do the tutorials just so you guys could get a little bit of the show and to remind me of anything I might have forgotten. There wasn't anything I really forgot. Like I said, I played this game a lot as a kid, and I still played it a lot when I was growing up. So I'm really excited to show you guys this, and I really think it's going to be a breath of fresh air for the channel, as it's going to be something a little bit different than a sandbox video game. But if you guys have enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. I will really appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit that like button. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the series, and it lets me know to continue to keep the series on the channel as much as I can. And it lets me know that you guys want me to come out with more content. There's a link down. There should be a link down in the description down below. That's a link to my Discord. If you'd like to join my Discord, please join my Discord. You can then chat with me in Discord and let me know exactly what you want. I'll even join voice calls every once in a while to talk to you guys in that. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day. Later.